We are now down to lesson 4 of module 3, which talks about simple narrative writing. An author has his or her own reasons for writing to relate a story or to recount events. An author uses narrative writing to tell what something looks like, sounds like, or feels like. The author uses descriptive writing to convince a reader to believe an idea or to take a course of action. The author uses persuasive writing in that case. And inform or teach the reader, the author uses expository writing. Remember our previous lesson? Characterization is the development of the characters based on description. So what is your reason for writing your own story based on your answer on the previous lesson in the additional activity, wherein you write your own story? Wow, that's great! So at the end of this lesson, you are expected to create a more detailed characterization of a personal experience. Arrange details of the personal experience chronologically and express opinion about how plot, setting, and characterization help to understand the writer's purpose. Last session, you already know about the author's purpose and the characterization. Are you ready to make your own story? Remember to follow the sequence of the parts of the plot, develop characterization, and state your purpose for writing. Those are our topics in the previous lessons. Have you listened to or read a story? Yes? Of course, we all love to hear stories. So what made you stay attentive and motivated to finish the story? Is it the plot? Is it the character? So we have all the reasons, right? So what do you think are the interesting words used by the storyteller? Of course, more words, more entertainment, excitement, and all of those things are we like to a story. A gripping story is something that utilizes the previously discussed lessons. That's right. In making your own story, make sure to follow the 3 elements of a short story. First is the parts of the plot. We discussed this in our previous lesson. We have exposition, the rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. In making also your elements of the story, you need also characterization, wherein the development of the characters based on the description and what's your purpose or the author's purpose, the reason for or intent in writing. An author's purpose may be to amuse, to persuade, or to inform a reader, or even to satirize a condition. So it depends upon the author. Let's do activity 4.1. Reviewing the story of Orpheus. We love Orpheus, right? Please surprise or supply your answer in the given questions using your own words. Write the answers in your worksheet. In paragraph 1, state the setting in the story. What do you think is the setting of the story Orpheus? Second, how do you find the mercy given by the gods to Orpheus, Hades, and Persephone? Was it fair or not? Then state why. And what is the author's purpose in writing the story Orpheus? What do you think? What's your idea about it? So there are a number of ways to begin planning a short story. You may start with a conflict you want to explore, with a plot you wish to develop, or with one or more characters you want to describe, or even with a setting. Plan a short story by assembling details about characters, conflict, and setting, and making them work within a general plot outline. So you do outlining first before writing the whole story. So you may find it easiest to begin with a character that interests you. So brainstorm your 4 ideas by asking yourself a series of questions about your character. So what do you want your character to be like? You want the character to be enthusiastic, you want your character to be horrific, so it depends upon you. So the following list of questions may help you to focus your ideas. Now, 4.2 activity. You're going to read the following questions and choose the letter that best represents the correct answer. Write the letter of the correct answer on your worksheet. First, this refers to use I, my, mine, and myself in describing characters. Is it A, characterization, B, author, C, author's purpose, D, narrative, or E, first person point of view? Second, this pertains to the reason of writing the story. A, characterization, B, author, C, author's purpose, D, narrative, or E, first person point of view. Third, this refers to writer of the story. A, characterization, B, author, C, author's purpose, D, narrative, or E, first person point of view. Fourth, this is the development of a character based from the details in the story. A, characterization, B, author, C, author's purpose, D, narrative, or E, first person point of view. Fifth, this is the reason for writing the story is focused on writing a story. A, characterization, B, author, C, author's purpose, D, narrative, or E, first person point of view. Now, I believe that you had this kind of ideas already on how to write a simple narrative. Now, I want you to answer this assessment to cap off the lesson for the week. So, you are going to read the questions and choose the letter that represents the best answer. Write the letter of your choice on your worksheet. First, when the author gives some background or needed details to the story, this is known as what term? A, characterization, B, exposition, C, foreshadowing, or D, point of view. Second question, what is the problem of the story, which is also known as which story element? A, character, B, conflict, C, exposition, D, resolution. Third question, which is the correct term for what could be described as the turning point of the story? A, climax, B, falling action, C, resolution, or D, rising action. Fourth, what type of conflict is best shown when a character struggles with the people around him? Character versus A, character, B, nature, C, self, or D, society. Fifth, who is the person with which the main character has conflict with? A, antagonist, B, neighbor, C, classmate, or D, protagonist. 6. The time and location in which the story takes place is called A, conflict, B, plot, C, point of view, or D, setting. 7. The central or main character of the story is called A, antagonist, B, narrator, C, author, or D, protagonist. 8. What is a person, animal, or even an object that takes part in the action of the story? A, character, B, plot, C, resolution, or D, setting. 9. What is the sequence of events involving characters and the central conflict called? A, character, B, conflict, C, plot, or D, setting. 10. What type of story element concludes a story? A, climax, B, falling action, C, resolution, or D, rising action. 11. This is an angle from which a particular story is told. A, camera view, B, character, C, point of view, or D, none of the above. 12. The opposition of forces essential to the plot is called A, character, B, climax, C, conflict, or D, setting. 13. Which of the following show the elements of plot in a usual order? 1. Climax, 2. Rising action, 3. Exposition, 4. Falling action, 5. Resolution. A, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. B, 3, 1, 2, 4, and 5. C, 3, 2, 1, 4, and 5. Or letter D, 5, 2, 1, 4, 3. So which of the following show the elements of plot in a usual order? 14. If you are told the story takes place in a jungle on a mysterious island, sometimes in the 1940s involving an eccentric hunter, you would be describing what aspect of a story? A. Conflict, B. Point of view, C. Resolution, or D. Setting. 15. The most exciting part of the story is called A. Climax, B. Exposition, C. Rising action, or D. Setting. Great job! Thank you for answering your assessment. Now, for the last activity, additional, write your story on a one whole sheet of paper. Use the following questions to guide you in detailing your story. Write your story on a one whole sheet of paper. What are those details? Questions for developing a character. These are the 5 questions. What is the identity of the character? The name, age, sex, nationality, era, and so on. What does the character look like? How does the character talk and move? What are the characteristics' outstanding personality traits? What are his or her strengths and weaknesses? What are the character's family and friends like? Should they be brought in to clarify the main character? What dominant impression should the character create? Second is the questions for developing the plot. Who are the characters besides you as the main one? Where and when did the interesting story happen? What was the problem that you have encountered in that experience? How did the story turn out to be very exciting? How was the problem given solution? Was it successful or not? Are there any related ideas that you can share about the story? What lesson have you learned from the experience? And questions for developing the narrative. First, did you write the events in order of occurrence? What words should you use to make your storytelling more alive or interesting to your readers? And did you write a lot of details, or are these details distracting or unrelated to the story? If not, try simplifying your story even further. Once again, thank you for listening. Don't forget your assignment. You're going to make a story and you are to relate it to the questions based on what I have given you a while ago. So once again, thank you for listening, and this ends our Module 3 Lesson 4. God bless.